Hello, I hope you're doing well. I'm going to do a reading using the vice versa deck today. I did shuffle and meditate a little bit. I saw Queen and King of Cups in reverse. There's the Ace, and I felt the presence of, now we have the King and Queen of Wands. I did feel the presence of the Lovers. I also saw Death and some other cards. So let's see, when I'm kind of called to use this deck, I would say it's one of the harder decks for me to read. And the reason is because when I'm called to read it, I feel like things are really in a state of flux. Three of Pentacles and the back of the High Priestess. Meaning things are presenting themselves. That was the Chariot and the Emperor. Things are presenting themselves, and as a possibility more with this deck. You know what I mean by that? Magician. Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so let's get to reading. Six of Cups. Hangman reverse. Knight of Wands. Nine of Pentacles. Emperor reversed. Five of Cups. Temperance reversed. Or is that Strength? That's Temperance. Eight of Cups. Reversed. Six of Swords reversed. Two of Swords reversed. World reversed. And King of Wands reversed with the Knight of Pentacles, Ten of Wands, and Ace of Cups for the third time. Okie dokie. So I feel like there's big shifts here. A period of stagnation is voluntarily coming to an end. Your masculine desires to move. You know, you're coming up in pre-Empress energy, and your masculine's coming up in Emperor reversed and Knight of Wands energy. Look, Darkest Fears turned over again. I got that yesterday. I really, really liked yesterday's reading, and I felt like a lot of breakthroughs. Yeah, moving on and flow came through it for me. So the Five and the Six of Cups here together with the Eight of Cups, and then it's a lot of energy reversed. Is this... why are they using that word? I don't know what that word means. Acrimonious. I do not know what that word means. I think that they desire to move. So Ace of Wands, fourth time. Interesting. That's a lot like the Blossom card. I think that they're trying to tell me it's going to be harmonious, but there may be a few bumps in the road towards getting there. Partially because there's this big thing coming through, and I know it's a big thing when I get it in a reading and then I get it several times after from other people. So it's the head and the heart creating the correct electromagnetic frequency to bring you two together, and that means in both of you. And it's like, I think yesterday was the one where we got the this way and this way, the cross, right? What it is saying is that, God, this is so fascinating, partially because of MGK, but it's like head and heart are in alignment, masculine and feminine are in alignment, okay? So You know, her body is sort of a cross in this picture. But then under, we're not using, are we? Yeah, we are. We have shine and then move and then control on the bottom of that deck. So he's having a really hard time moving forward. So I think I've talked about it a lot. The Eight of Cups is one of my favorite spiritual cards. Because it was a decision to move towards a more spiritual path. Sometimes a lot of readers use it as moving away from like a relationship if they're doing a relationship reading. You always have to remember that the movement of the Eight of Cups results in the Nine of Cups. And a lot of people read that negatively. That's really not a negative card. I don't know. I don't want this to be like a tarot lesson the way I understand it, because every reader's intuitive and reads differently. So I'm just going to read it. I just think there's been this enlightenment here, right? A couple readings, we've talked about the night sky. We've talked about this like light that kind of goes on. Now here you see what looks like a child sitting in the dark with Eight of Cups. On this side, it's like an eclipsed sun with, you know, a cloaked figure going off onto the path. I feel like here, and then here we see a cloaked figure again, also in movement. Now, Six of Swords generally denotes a movement away again, but here I get that there was like separation, and there's currently being movement back towards you. You're in Nine of Pentacles energy, which is, you know, very self-love energy to me. It's very much harmony. It's so let me get the messages here. What is going on over here? So for some reason, and maybe this will make sense to you, he wants you to view him in movement. Like all of these cards in the future and the present are really, except for the Emperor, and that's like he has his back turned to you. He's going to, for some of you, he's going to release control that he's had for a long time over what I think is expressing his thoughts. Now, we don't have cards of communication here, but we do have two cards of swords, and there is this idea, well, really three, but that he's had his thoughts about you under like lock and key for quite a long time. Like there has been this desire to control, and as you see, this Emperor has the Ankh here in his hand, which is often a divine feminine symbol. This color red does seem to be playing an important role in this reading. I see it in many different places. And not only do I think it's in this heart, I think for some reason that spiritual, this is a very spiritual energy here that's kind of struck his inner child, that illuminated something about how he I love this card. You know, again, you know, there was this illumination out of the blue that struck, and him kind of harnessing this energy and understanding why, it's like why he moves like he moves, runs away like he runs away. There is this calling here to be a leader, especially, this is the card I was feeling, crystal blue, but inner wisdom, spiritual depth, untapped ideas, inspiration from within, divinely ordained, redefined, resilient, spiritual test. He may really have felt like he went through, oh, you know what I didn't do? What's this? A spiritual test. A spiritually guided, there does seem to be a block for me today. Just like path that he had to take. But you have crow spirit, co-create with spirit. He has frog. Look at, see the little ball in the Emperor's hand? We have it there. And some do consider the frog a spirit, like a divine feminine energy. Then you have vulture spirit again, which we kind of got yesterday. Bottom is brown bear, take time out. Interesting, interesting. I feel like the feminine energy is kind of coming to a place of mastering detachment somewhat. Not sure why I feel that way, but let's find out. You know, he wants to lower his guard to you. So, Spirit, can you tell me how the feminine and the masculine are feeling about this? And then how the energy is in between them, and then what, interesting, they should do. Look at that, that's crazy, that's crazy. Wow. Look, bottom of the deck. I actually have come to really like this card. He keeps like postponing because he's comparing himself to other people. Okay, you have existence, the one card, and change in reverse with that black and white yin yang in the middle. Okay, I really think you're just like the brown bear right here, sitting in your lotus leaf or whatever and looking at the night sky and connecting to everything, that masculine and feminine energy. Spirit says, you don't need to change. And this is a really like, because you can, I was looking at it before I shuffled that other deck, and it's like, there's kind of stars in the crow, right? And so we're kind of having a magician energy. I don't know, this doesn't want to stay, so whatever. Okay, the masculine is in turtle frog energy, slowing down and then traveling. So I get the feeling it has 2-8, and then this is just an element card, and then this 8 card. So he views this as incredibly treacherous. I'm not laughing at him, I'm just, it's funny the way the masculine kind of views emotion as, you know, I could fall into this pit at any time. I could fall off this mountain. It's so dangerous to be dealing with these emotions. I better go very slow. And then in between you have letting go, which is another 8 card, another leaf card, just like you're sitting in reverse. And then again, what I just showed you, I'm struck from within, I'm illuminated, all of my chakras are on fire. And these 2 cards really tell a story about why this seems so terrifying to him, right? I actually just think, you know, constantly with the dark night of the soul, yes, we get it. The dark night of the soul is here. Which there's a fear of loss of self, right? He really doesn't want to go through an ego death. And is kind of holding on with everything he has. So let's find out what we as divine feminines can, whoa. Well, we're going to take that. Bring love into the situation. Thank you for that little dust bunny. Bring love into the situation. New moon in Aquarius. Aquarius has been coming up a lot lately. Look at the bigger picture. Full moon, Sagittarius. Luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius. Wow. Show the world the real you. Full moon in Aquarius. I swear if we don't get Gemini, I just feel Gemini here. All right, I think these are actually important cards. A personal issue reaches resolution. Full moon in Cancer. Thank God, right? Step out of your comfort zone. North Node. This is an important card, and I don't think it comes out very often. So, have faith in your dreams. Waxing crescent moon. Hold your vision. Fixed moon. Meditate and contemplate. New moon in Pisces. Believe in the impossible. See, I told you. It was hiding behind this card. Blue moon, and then nothing is yet set in stone. Mutable moon. That's the energy that I was getting. Bottom of the deck. Expect powerful change. New moon eclipse. Waning moon. New moon in Capricorn. So that's a beautiful card. I did get this very mutable energy with this deck, the vice versa deck, and with just the energy right now. So Sagittarius and Pisces are both mutable, and then Cancer and Aquarius are both fixed. So we had both mutable and fixed moons come out here, like the actual card. And we had a blue moon with the North Node. This North Node right now is in Aries, and it is having some kind of activation. I forget what it is. It's not Jupiter. It's something else. It's where, it's with Chiron. That's right. The North Node in Chiron. So your wounds are leading you to a destined, they're saying trail, but also event, I believe, or some kind of thing that leads you to see a bigger picture of what your wound healing is calling you towards, okay? I'm gonna get some of these too. So that's a huge you know, when you really feel like you've connected with the purpose and you start to understand why you had to go through what you've had to go through. It's kind of like this watershed moment. And it's really interesting that they're using that word in particular, because I was, you know, looking at this card in the beginning and they were saying, yeah, she is in the water and he is not. And there's something in him that recognizes that he wants to be in that water. You know, in tarot, water is emotions, and he really wants to join her, but he also fears it tremendously. Okay? Dance. Do something to shift your vibration. Oh my God, it's such a beautiful card. Soul family, call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. Again, that water here. Starseed, what lights you up? Leap, you go first. The universe will catch you. Get grounded. Priestess. Okay, so empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. You have protection. I mentioned protection. And then yes, on the bottom of the deck, with the same moon. These are two different decks. Eclipse. You're being called towards a fated event. You need to be both grounded and emotional. You need to be really secure in your emotional body, okay, is what this is trying to say. Grounded, earthing. It's interesting that the frog spirit is an amphibian, right? They're really highlighting an amphibious nature. That in this new beginning, there will be a lot of amphibious activity where you're called to kind of translate emotion in a new way, and it really respects the way that water's tied to the moon and water flows, you know. All right, I think we got what we needed out of there. So let us see. I'm liking using all these new decks I haven't used in a long time. So we have a full moon in Virgo. I think it's tomorrow or the next day. And Virgo is the maiden. She's also the virgin. She's also, you know, like an herbal healer. Works closely with the land, but also Mercury. She's ruled by Mercury. So here we have Aries coming out again. We have Yod for destiny, Pisces, interesting, Aquarius, Saturn, return, solar eclipse, so an eclipse again, Black Moon Lilith, Neptune, so right under Pisces, Saturn twice, Uranus, genius, Chiron, healing, 9th house, faith, which is like that leap card. And it's a master number 33, and then Mercury retrograde, which I believe comes in March in Virgo, which I just talked about. Cancer, feelings, sun, spirit. So I did post that video on, and then on Instagram about the sun now being a feminine spirit, and then the Grand Cross provoker. So one of the first things I talked about in this video was the cross, and it's shaped like that, okay? 8th house, endings and beginnings, earth element stability, 7th house partners, and look at, okay, so this is how you So this is the part of fortune. It is a part in your house. Mine is in the 8th house, and we did have the 8th house. But look how similar. It's really how you turn your karma into your dharma. And we have the wheel here again with destiny. Yeah, we have this 8th house and then stability. And they're really, really wanting you to work on your stability. There's a great drive forward to being stable. We have 33, 44, 1, and 8. So these cards are really calling us, it seems, here. Between Virgo and Cancer and Pisces and Aquarius. And then we have Chiron, which is very important. 9th house is Sagittarius. And then Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo. And Saturn and Neptune. Okay, so we are kind of equally being pulled in multiple directions at one time for what looks like a purpose. And asked to be able to analyze and feel at the same time, which is very different than intellectualizing our feelings, which is where I think a lot of us have gotten stuck in, and what I think the masculine does all the time. It's like a breaking down of kind of the school paradigm where we are taught to constantly identify problems, believe that we have to solve them alone, and then are either punished or rewarded on what good problem solvers we are. They're saying this is not the future paradigm. Things become much easier when we are much stronger. Look at that. Oh my God, that's crazy. I must have had this card the other day. I did. But that Nautilus shell, right? I know it came up now. I was like, oh my God, there's a Nautilus shell there. It's like when we have been holding all of this, all of our emotions, repressing them all. Like we can all of us that are on the spiritual path, that are connected, you know, on social media, that lean that way anyway, we can see that there's like an avalanche of inner child healing, trauma healing, expression of emotions, authenticity, understanding how we use everything that's really not taught in school. How to regulate your emotions, how to honor your emotional body as well as your thoughts. And that's what they're saying has been so out of balance for a really long time now. And for those of you that believe in like the witch hunts of the Middle Ages and stuff, where women were just mass taken out of like midwife and doctor positions because they were herbal healers, and basically sacrificed in the name of logic, right? You don't have to believe that. You're free to believe whatever you'd like, but I'm just bringing through the messages here. Is that there's some return to our it's not like we want to go back to dark ages where we aren't using knowledge properly, right? we want to use the advances of medicine, of science, of psychology, all these things that we've advanced in. Sorry, big energy. Oh. And then, but we also want to retain our inherent knowledge, our inherent healing, like self-healing, right? There are times when we need a lot more outside help than others. And being wise is knowing when that is. And it also requires a huge opening of these chambers where we allow ourselves vulnerability. Okay, I'm really going on, but this seems to be a very important message that the feminine has had for a while. And, you know, here she really appears to be helping him, right? There's that key symbol. And that understanding that when Chiron is in Aries, we can heal the I am wound, the I am worthy, the I am enough, the I am, all of that. We are healing that currently. And in the mirror of looking at each other, a lot of feminines have been like this. I'm good, he's bad. Look what he's done, look what he's doing. No, I'm done. Boundaries, right? I've talked a lot about boundaries in previous readings. So, but the place we kind of have to go is, so they're bringing up like several different kind of examples, but it's like, he's hurt you. You've definitely hurt people in your life, intentionally or unintentionally, from acting from your wounds. So grace is understanding that our mirror is showing us parts of ourselves that are really hidden, right? The victim part of us loves to say, well, I did this because whatever reason, right? Now the masculine's kind of showing that side of themselves. And we have to be able to look at and accept and integrate where we weren't taking responsibility for the way that our wounds acted with people. So very sensitive, very vulnerable introspection regarding how can we see the bigger picture when we've been hurt, other people are hurting us, there's a cycle of pain going on, and yet we all say, well, we want love, we want to be loved, we want to have loving relationships, and yet we can't bring our pain to the relationship, right? This is kind of what they're asking us to deal with. They're showing me like a dome. Can love, what we're in, this dome, how we've defined it, have space to witness pain? I don't know why. Diving for light, inspiration, visions beyond death. That's an interesting card. Beyond the mind, the heart beats. And then dream a beautiful dream, which is that beautiful earth with the flower of life over it, and then this source energy kind of encapsulating it. Focus on the light, collaborative dreaming, conscious connection, softly, softly, a tender touch. And again, that beautiful lotus and the flower of life in that. So we see here kind of you going into the shadow, which I just absolutely think this is such a beautiful card. The water, right? She's underwater. And that seahorse thing where the masculine and feminine are reversed. And it's an 11 card. And being inspired, right? And this 3 card, which is that trinity of looking at the past, being in the now, and then visualizing future, and drawing on a past life here. Past life, the book of wisdom, the book of knowledge, the owl, and the weight, the gravitas that age gives us, right? Age gives a expediency to life because it's finite. And how do things ever change if we don't just get beyond the cycle of the mind? Like, trust just fell out. How do we ever get beyond just the cycling of the mind into a new vibration if we don't listen to our heart? So, past life, self-love, success, cycles, empowerment. Yeah, giving birth to a new, look at the ancient wisdom crystal master teacher is showing you how you can get beyond this cycle of pain. And it's specifically showing it to you in the mirror of your masculine. If you look, you know, I'm kind of just showing me Harry Potter when he says, who dare looks into the mirror or something like that. I don't remember the scene exactly, but he looks to see his parents. Bridget, inner strength, move back to wholeness, which is healing. Recognize that you have the power. Look at all this heart energy. Hilarion, divine healing. Honor your sensitivity. Retreat to recharge and heal. Your light can support others. Kalima, which is facing fears. Major spiritual changes are unfolding, and this is your chance to soar. My twin card, the Miriam, sacred vision. Choose to forgive in order to heal. Wow, that's crazy. Look at the next card is Mercury. I'll take it. Wow, really powerful cards. See the light in all, and remember that love has no boundaries. Mercury, open communication. Get a weight off your chest. I said gravitas. Speak up with love and be loved. Saint Germain, karma, releasing, right? Look at that. Karma turning to dharma. Move beyond drama, which rearranged is dharma. Create your own path. Make room for good energy. Wow. Super powerful messages coming through. Couple dragons here. Yeah, the important part here is that we have to face fears. It's really important right now. I had that eighth house card, and then it had the skull on it with the other red face, and then here it is again. Golden Solar Dragon helps you stand in your masculine power. Let your DNA be reprogrammed and light codes activated. Become an inspired leader. So you can use all of these entities as in your meditations, as you sleep. You can call them in. You can go to the retreats. The White Gold Dragon from Lyra connects you to the highest Christ light. Develop your causal chakra. Bathe in 9th dimensional Christ light. Air and Fire Dragon expands your creative energies. Harness your creativity, excitement, and enthusiasm. Communicate your passion. And then bottom of the deck, we keep having the Magenta Dragon. Enables you to bring forward your soul's wisdom. Awaken your soul memories and higher spiritual understanding. Prepare for accelerated ascension. So we shall get a few messages from your twin, from your higher self. See where it wants to lead you. Wow. Healing powers. It really wants you to know you have healing powers within you. Sacred union. Honor and treasure your relationship, for it's truly sacred. Balance, right? Like I talked about. Love is not always about agreeing for the sake of it. A great relationship is one that supports and challenges. Let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims, it simply allows and gives. Sexual union. Honor the place in one another where you are one eternal soul, for there you will find true bliss. You have time and surrender and emotions are a necessary part of life, right? We've talked about that at length, about how important emotions are right now, and really being able to not react, but act from a very wise place on your emotional, through your emotions. All right, I hope that's helped you. I have readings open, and if you'd like one, it's on my Etsy store. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Lots of love to you. Bye.